So we're heading out to KlutchKickers. Stopped at 3 gas stations. They didn't have any E85. This one had some E85, so I've never been here though, so we're gonna test it. So I'll show you guys how a E85 tester works if you're not sure. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna pump it into this cup because I don't have shit else. So just like that right there, and that'll be enough. Guess I didn't need $2 worth. Put the rest of it in here though, for now. Still got some ethanol in it, so shouldn't be too big of a deal even if it doesn't test out to the right spec. But we'll finish pumping the rest of that. And then I'll show you guys how to test this E85. So basically what you're gonna do here, there is a fill line on the tester. Super simple test. And they say on NA applications, as long as you're above E77, you're good. Matters a little more for boost applications, and that right there appears, oh, a little too much. That's all right, it separates, so we'll just dump a baguito out, get back to our fill line. There we go. And then we'll put our cap on. And then you give it a good shake. Let it set. Let it set for a couple minutes. And they'll come with this syringe type deal. So what we'll do is, you see your red fill line right there. So this is the E85 that I pumped into the cup. So we'll just, well, I think this thing has a hole in it now. So we'll just start dumping some ethanol in there. Like that. And now that our test is complete, you can see it's actually above E85 because I'm not all the way at the fill line, but it's definitely above 77, so we're good to go. We're gonna fill this clunker up. And then, yeah, we're gonna finish our trip to KlutchKickers. Practice went decent. Went off track once, maybe twice, but car seems to be doing all right. I found out that I only have 3 diff bolts, so I got to keep tightening like every 6 laps. Miles brought me some new bolts, but the bolt is actually snapped off inside of the subframe, so I can't do anything about that right now because the diff is hard to drop on these cars. You have to pull the axles. You have to pull the knuckles, the spindles, the hubs, the rotors, the calipers, and it's just too much of a pain in the ass. So I'll just keep tightening them every time I come in, and we'll just see what happens, I guess. So we're about to go out for our second practice, and then straight into qualifying. Yes. All right. So we just finished our practice session. It went pretty decent. I got 4 or 5 laps, and qualifying is about to start. So I'm gonna charge up the old GoPro and get ready for that. So I'll see you guys
up against one another in
yeah,
competition battle.
Work out,
yeah,
I guess
I don't know. Flip a coin.
Yeah, flip a coin, rock, paper, scissors, whatever you want to do. But I believe that's Davey Peoples up at the burnout box getting ready to put down his first qualifying score of today's competition. Once again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. Looks like we got a good crowd. It's beautiful weather. It's a beautiful change for what we've seen in the past. And if you guys want to stay up to date on information, make sure you log on to all the KlutchKickers social media pages. Go ahead to get on to the KlutchKickers 100K Drift Series as well. to stay up to date.
Lee Yearwood with a score of 72.
All right, Lee Yearwood got a 72. Lee Yearwood with the first run score of a 72. Good job, man. He's got some points on the board.
Yeah.
And up next, we have Davey Peoples in his Ford Mustang coming to us from Oviedo, Florida.
Yes, sir.
It's sponsored by BC Racing Coilovers.
KlutchKickers is his first major competition.
Yeah.
One thing he learned from the round 2 is not to overdrive the first turn. So,
for which layout though?
Well, for this one, round 2.
For this one. Oh, yeah, because you're right. This is the round 2 layout, basic, similar.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Davey making his way down the straight. Looks like he's got some good speed. Let's see how he does on his initiation. Flicking it into that first outside zone. Doing a good job as he makes his way through that first outside zone, trying to get nice and deep. Now he's going to flick it past that first inside clip into that second outer zone. Let's see how he does. Oh, good job. A little shaky. Working his way into the second outer zone. Kind of midline there, but he'll get some points on the board as long as he holds it together. Past that final outer zone is Davey Peoples working his way off the track. I mean, he got points on the board, but he's going to have to step it up a little bit when he comes into competition.
Yeah, but I think he has to be careful with the way how his suspension is set up, because it may have messed him up, going off at the start of outer zone number 2. But if we take a look back at the replay, he's looking good. He did learn from his mistakes. He did not overdrive the first turn, but once he got past that bump in outer zone number 2, it really threw him off, and then he had to get himself settled again, just to keep the car in drift. And I just have to wonder if he just came into this event with the wrong setup in regards to the suspension.
Correct. You know, every round it changes, so
let's take a look over here as he goes over the bump. Whoop. Yeah, it just seemed like
it
maybe
did unsettle the vehicle a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe we're still waiting for score.
Yeah. Oh, yep. We got it 66.
There you go. Davey Peoples with the first run score of a 66. Davey Peoples with the first run score of a 66. There's a lot of 50s and 60 scores I'm seeing, so it's going to be interesting as they develop the grid and we get our top 64 qualifiers that first half of the bracket. We'll see how.
So we qualified position 32nd with a 66. That will put me up against João Barrion, if I am correct in my bracket. I don't think they've released it yet because there's still some guys qualifying, but they can't qualify higher than 40 because they're on their second qualifying lap. Ryan qualified, I want to say like 26th with a 69. But yeah, we're in the show. I don't have to make a second qualifying lap, and I'm ready for my top 64 battle against João Barrion. And hopefully we can go out there and get that dub. I'm feeling good. The car's feeling good. Have to keep tightening the diff bolts after every couple of laps or so because I'm missing one, but it is what it is.
Alberto Big Bruce Rosa coming to us from Claremont Lakes. BMW E46 2JZ powered. You know, we've seen him in the past be more of a builder and be like the crew behind the driver, and we've seen him over the last season dive into the driver's seat, so it's great to see him behind the wheel, and he's proven to be a fierce competitor. And Davey Peoples has been doing amazing as well, so it's going to be an exciting battle. A great way to start off the top 64. Looks like the judges are ready. There you see the staging light. It's off. Both drivers are underway. Here we go. The first battle, the top 64, round 4. KlutchKickers $100,000 Drift Series. And here we go. Both drivers attacking the first outer zone. Albert trying to dive into the pocket. Davey doing a great job in the lead position, trying to fill out those outer zones. And here we go. Alberto wants to dive in. He wants to apply that pressure to Davey Peoples. Davey Peoples doing a great job fending off Albert as he makes their way through the outer course. Both drivers making their way through that third outer zone. Davey Peoples taking out a couple markers. Give it up for Albert, Big Boost Rosa, and Davey Peoples. Great way to start off the competition.
Definitely just no major issues. One thing though, just Alberto just needs to make his presence known. He didn't fall back throughout the course, but he just needed to apply some extra pressure against Davey Peoples. Davey Peoples doing a good job of hitting the markers. Could have fallen a little bit deeper onto outer zone number 2. But Alberto Rosa just not falling behind too much, but he needs to actually just apply some extra pressure if he wants to have the judges go in his favor.
Right. The track workers out there cleaning up the track, making sure all the cones and markers are back where they're supposed to be. Both drivers making their way up to the starting line. And we're going to see the second half of this battle against Albert Big Boost Rosa and Davey Peoples. Albert going to be out front, and Davey going to give chase.
I got to give it up to the course workers today because they've been getting a workout.
Yeah, they've been out there getting their steps in, that's for sure. There you go. Light is up. The tree is lit. Drivers are on their way. Alberto out front. He's going to try to pull away from Davey Peoples down the straight, and he seems like he's doing a pretty good job. Davey Peoples got to close that gap. Albert way inside that first outside zone. That's going to give Davey Peoples some room to catch up. But look at Alberto starting to pull away.
Oh.
Davey Peoples having a correction. They're almost straightening out, coming through that first inside clip. Both drivers making their way all out of the second outer zone into the third outer zone. Davey Peoples dropping way back. Whoa, what's going on there? Davey Peoples having a hard time keeping up with Alberto Big Boost Rosa there. Let's take a look at that replay.
Yeah, Alberto Rosa did not start off good. He just fell on the inside of outer zone 1, just completely missed it. Davey Peoples, though, doing a good job of dealing with that and just staying in drift, not falling too far behind. But what happened here is he went past inner clip 1. He knocked down that inner clip. It looked as though he strained out as he entered outer zone number 2. So was it significant? Was it not? It would be a matter of just for the judges to determine whether or not he had a loss of drift, and that may have caused him to be eliminated from this battle. But who knows? As we see from another angle, you see Davey Peoples just working his way through outer zone number 1, trying to close that gap. And then as in his attempts, it was just too much. He realized that he was falling too far behind, make that major mistake through inner clip 1.
Yeah, you know, and it's going to be interesting. The judges are going to go ahead and take that, analyze this replay, right? They have to determine a victor. They could go one more time. I don't think it's going to come to that. Like you said, you see mistakes from both drivers in both the chase and lead positions. And as we're watching the replay, those of you guys that are hearing us talk about the replays and everything, we just want to go ahead and mention that you can go to baldeagle.com and you can log on. You can watch the live stream. You'll be able to watch the replays and stay up to date on all information. If you have friends or family that weren't able to make it, they can still join in on the action. If you go to baldeagle.com, check that out there, and go ahead and sign up for the live stream. But here you go. We're just watching this replay over and over again just to see where we can find out like where the mistakes were, right?
Right. And then it's just a matter of just determining like how many seconds for how long Davey Peoples was straight, did lose drift through that section of the course, because that may determine the victor of this battle. Because you saw that there was, I mean, both runs weren't perfect. There were issues on both ends, but who made the bigger mistake?
Yeah, well, it looks like we have a decision here. You see sliding left, Alberto Big Boost Rosa, sliding right, Davey Peoples, line, angle, and style, all unanimous. Albert Big Boost Rosa will advance on. Alberto Big Boost Rosa advancing on to tomorrow's top 32 competition. Unfortunately, Davey Peoples having to call it a weekend, making, I guess, just too many mistakes in that chase position. I'm sure he's going to watch the rerun and the replays of this battle and be able to learn from that and come back bigger and better next round. So hats off to Davey Peoples. Thank you for coming out here and just putting on a show for all the spectators. Next up,
we're out early. I kind of thought about protesting because the lead was pretty shitty, and it's almost a fucking zero for line. He was only one off, but he was on one off on an outer zone with the front side of his car, so I don't know how that's not a zero. Maybe I don't understand drifting, but I'm pretty sure if it's supposed to be an outer zone and you're off with the lead of your vehicle, then that's a zero. But we're out early. It is what it is. Congratulations to Alberto on that win. But it is what it is.
$100,000 drift series is about to go underway. We're just waiting for that light. Both drivers are locked and ready to go. And here we go. Allow that lead car to initiate. He cannot impede the initiation of the lead car. So Nate will have to pull back, allowing Connor Rosselli to make that initiation. But here we go. Nate Hamilton out front. Connor Earl Sully in the chase position. We are clear to send. Both drivers locked and loaded. That light is given for these two drivers as they make their way down the street.
Tell the anti-racing people what you just said.
All right, so hi.
Tell them your name first.
Yeah. By the way, I'm TK, and
Jesus.
my friend Megan over here, she is going to cut my hair on the tire machine because I've been on the road for the last 2 months, just working in drift,
Sheesh.
working in.
That's a lot of hair, bro.
That's a lot of hair. I got to get rid of it. So Megan over here is going to cut my hair for me.
On the tire machine.
I mean,
like you're gonna
it's
sit
the
on
best
it.
place. Yeah, you need the booster seat.
You gotta rotate.
Like,
you gotta rotate.
Yeah, you
whilst
gotta
cut
rotate. It makes it easy. So, and she needs a plug anyway, so it just makes sense.
This is gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, what's going on here?
Buddy.
Oh, we got the professional equipment and all.
Yeah.
Gulf Coast Mobile Tire, where you can get your tires mounted and your haircut.
Is this a visual you've ever seen before, John?
Nope. I've seen her cut a lot of hair, but not on tire. I don't like the table. I used to do this to my chair.
Wow, what a weekend. Didn't get the result we wanted, obviously. But man, these guys are for real out here. There are some real competitors out here at KlutchKickers. This series is awesome for drifting. Congratulations to Nate Hamilton on his victory. I think this is his first event back in his S chassis. I think it's definitely his first competition back in his S chassis. I don't know if they tested it or whatever, but he's got to be feeling great because he just moved back to his car and got the dub here at KlutchKickers, took home the 10K and moved up a ton in points. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next time.